You told me you was the guy that I was trying to find.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then I read your rights to you.
Yes, sir.
And then rights was you had the right to remain silent.
The Miranda rights, sir.
Okay. Anything you say can be against you in court.
Yes, sir.
You had the right to talk to an attorney, having present when you'd be in question.
Yes, sir.
And if you couldn't afford to hire one to be appointed to represent you.
Yes, sir.
And I asked you then if you wanted to talk to me.
Yes, sir.
And you agreed to talk.
At the time, I said no, but didn't I?
No. I read your rights to you.
But whenever you asked me if I wished to talk with you about it...
You said you didn't know, and then you said...
Yes,
and then
yeah, that's right.
And then you said, yes, I've already told you, so
yes.
I might as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And during that talk, do you remember what you told me after I read your Miranda warning to you?
Not word for word, but the effect, yes.
Okay, and what do you remember telling me?
In summation that I'm guilty, yes.
Of what?
Of murder.
This is Jerrod Murray. Now, I've not seen the footage before, so I hope to give you authentic analysis on his behavior during this interrogation. If you do end up liking this video, please hit subscribe. Something tells me in this video there'll be no lies. But anyway, let's see how it goes.
Okay, and who did you murder?
Gennaro.
Okay, and how did you murder him?
With a gun. I shot him in the head twice.
Okay.
3 shots were fired, 1 missed.
And where did you shoot? Where was this? Where did this happen at?
Around 5 miles north of Asher, Oklahoma, on a side road.
Do you know what that side road's called?
No, sir.
Do you know what's on the corner of that side road?
Power station, sir.
Like a substation, a substation?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And does that road go all the way through?
No, sir. It turns left.
Okay. And did you have knowledge of this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you from that area?
Yes, sir.
And your mom and dad's house is not too far from there?
Maybe half a mile to 3/4 of a mile, sir.
Okay. Can you get to your mom and dad's house by going down that road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you indicated to me you shot this guy while he was driving his pickup down the road?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And that's basically what you told me on the side of the road?
In summation, yes, sir.
And in fact, we already had found a pickup, and there was a body next to it, in a ditch?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about now.
Yes, sir.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
So you agreeing to talk to me again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jerrod, give me your full name.
Jerrod Lindrith Wayne Murray.
Movement. It is normal and natural for us to just move, whether we're thinking in our mind or if it's just our body. Little scratch on the nose. If we're sitting down on a chair, just move our hips just for more comfort. Even if we're sitting on a plane and we're completely fine, we still need to move, get the blood flowing, etc. It just happens and nobody thinks about it. It just happens. This guy hasn't moved an inch. The only thing that's moved are his lips. I don't think he feels anything. I don't think right now, in his heart, in his emotions, in his thinking, I think he's completely emotionless.
Single cab, black, dent on the passenger side.
Okay. And can you go back and tell me how you two got hooked up tonight? Or this is actually, we're talking right now, we're at almost 6 o'clock in the morning, so can you go back and tell me when you guys got together? This would have been...
Maybe around, maybe around 9 o'clock yesterday evening.
So on the 5th?
Yes. Maybe it was closer to 10.
Okay, 9 to 10. And how'd you guys hook up?
I went down to his dorm room and asked if I could be given a ride to Walmart in exchange for $20 gas money.
Okay. And did he agree to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did he in fact take you to Walmart?
Yes, sir. We got in his pickup truck and he drove me to Walmart.
So you're talking about the Walmart in Ada?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's a couple miles from the school?
2.2, no, 1.7 miles, sir.
1.7 miles?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so he took you to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
And did you both go in?
No, we did not go in, sir.
Okay, and why not?
We pulled into the parking lot, then I pulled the weapon on him and demanded that he take me to Asher, Oklahoma, sir.
Okay, and why did, all of a sudden, did you decide that you needed to go to Asher?
Because I was planning to take him out into the country and kill him.
Okay. So, when you got him at the dorm, was your intention never to go to Walmart?
Yes, sir.
You was, in fact, was you at that point already in your mind was going to take him and kill him?
Yes, sir.
Had he done something to you?
No, sir.
Okay. So you just, can you kind of tell me when you made this decision that you was going to take him and kill him, why?
I made the decision 3 days prior to the incident. Attempted it 2 days prior to the incident, but he was not in his room, and then did so today as he was in his room.
Okay. So you've been planning this for 2 days?
2 weeks, yes.
2 weeks.
But not with a selected individual, no.
Okay. And when did you get to the point where you knew it was going to be him?
That was 3 days prior to the incident.
And why him? Of all the kids in college here, why him?
I believed that he would have had the least impact, sir.
Impact of, on what?
I believed he didn't have many friends, or many close friends, I should rephrase. And as his, as he is going missing, his absence would be less notable.
Just a few moments ago, that long pause when asked why did he kill was telling. I think that's the first sign of vulnerability we've seen. But with the way he described everything and the way he's talking, it seems to me he killed just for the sake of killing. It doesn't seem like if you look at murderers of the past, right? There's some kind of drug intoxication, or there's a fight over a girl, or there's some kind of jealousy or inequality or something of that nature, right? Like, I believe for every murder there's an explanation, and I'm leaning towards, so far early in this video, he did it just for the sake of doing it to see how it would be. Maybe he wanted to feel the pleasure of killing someone.
Okay, so would have been if tomorrow at school nobody would have thought anything of it.
That was the plan, sir, yes.
Okay. And so why did you choose to take him to Asher to kill him? When
My plan was for after my killing him, I was going to head north towards Canada. And Asher was further north than Ada, so.
Okay.
That, and I know the surrounding terrain, and I knew a good spot. I didn't have that spot planned in particular. If I had planned that far ahead, I would have had a grave dug. But I knew a general area.
Okay. So you brought him to that area because you knew that area because you was raised there,
Yes, sir.
and that's the road that you would travel going back and forth to your mom and dad's house.
No, sir. I would travel the road further to the south of it, just the road one south to it. That's the road I would travel going to my mother's house from the school on my bus route, sir.
Okay, but what I'm saying, you was familiar with that road?
Yes, sir.
and-
Yes, sir.
And where it would go to?
Yes, sir.
Not much traffic on that road at this time.
Yes, sir.
I mean-
The only people that go on that road are those that live on that road, sir.
And you knew that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you pulled the gun on him at Walmart, in the parking lot,
Yes, sir.
what did you tell him?
I told him to take me to Ada. Asher.
Asher. And did he say anything?
He panicked, went to pull out his phone. I yanked the phone out of his hand, and then he panicked some more, kept telling me not to kill him. To make him feel more comfortable, I unloaded the clip, unloaded the bullet from the chamber, handed them over to him, and that eased his nerves a little. Then I pulled a second clip out of my pocket and set it on my lap.
Okay. And you drove him to, so he drove you?
Yes, sir.
And did you have any conversation between Ada and Asher?
The entire time was a conversation, sir.
And was it basically, what, can you tell me what that conversation was?
About from Ada to halfway to Asher, it was just my trying to reaffirm him that I wasn't going to kill him to calm his nerves. And then from that point on, we was talking on our upbringings, our past, our family histories, things of more philosophical nature, etc., etc.
Okay.
So the suspect definitely understands his position right now. He keeps referring to the officer as sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Answering every question. Now, you know when you think sometimes, or when I think, sometimes we look to the left, sometimes we look to the right. You know, we always move our head when we're thinking, right? His head has stayed straight the whole time. I think Jerrod is incapable of feeling empathy. If we saw him on the street, he probably would help me carry my groceries, for example. If this was a kid in my high school when I was younger, I don't know, I can see him being in music class or drama or something, I don't know. Yes, what he did was malicious, but it was not stemmed in emotion. For I feel Jerrod is incapable of feeling.
And so did he say anything when you had him to pull off of the main highway onto this dirt road?
No, sir.
Okay.
Before this time, I had pulled out his phone and pulled up his GPS and showed him where I lived to make him feel more comfortable, sir.
Okay. And so when you turn west off of 177, and we've already talked about this, there's a substation there.
We didn't pull onto that road, sir. We pulled onto the road to the south of it, drove past Turkey Hill one road, turned left, went to around where the Bows lived, made another left, past Woodhaven Lake Estates, went straight, then went down that road from the other direction.
So you came in from the west side of where the pickup's at?
West heading east, yes.
Okay. And so you're headed east on what is known as Substation Road, which is the road where the pickup
Yes, sir.
is at now.
Yes, sir.
So you're heading east and he's driving.
Yes,
And
sir.
you're on the passenger side. He's got some bullets that you gave him?
He had a clip and one round, yes.
Okay. And where was it at?
In his left hand, sir.
Okay. And you had a gun?
Yes, sir.
And what kind of gun was it?
Springfield Armory XD 40 Smith & Wesson 40 caliber.
Okay. And you had the gun and another magazine, but you didn't have the magazine in the gun.
I did not have the magazine in the gun. Every 5 to 10 minutes he had me put my finger in the hole where the clip goes and show that the round, it wasn't chambered.
Okay. And so you're driving east, and so I guess at some point, did you decide now was the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what happened?
I loaded the gun quickly, chambered the round quickly, shot once, missed, shot a second time, hit, jumped out of the car, went around. He was driving 10-15 miles an hour, so it was rather slow. Ran around the hood of the car, and of course it was slow when he wasn't purposefully driving. Tried to pull him out, couldn't get him out until he already had hit the tree. Pulled him out there, dumped him into the, before I dumped him into the ditch, I heard him gurgling. I'm not sure if that was a physiological or physical process after death, but I thought that he might have still lived through that somehow, because he was gurgling, so I shot him again and then shoved him down in the ditch. I then got his phone.
Okay, hang on, let's back up just a second.
Yes, sir.
You fired the first round.
Yes, sir.
And you missed.
Yes, sir.
Do you know where that round hit?
I believe it hit the top of the door, but it might have hit the window.
Did the window bust?
The window did bust, sir, but I don't remember if that was the first or the second round.
Okay. So you fired once and missed.
Yes, sir.
And you fired a second round.
Yes, sir.
And did you hit him then?
Yes, sir.
And you hit him in the head?
In the side of the head, yes, sir.
Okay, so it would have been his right hand?
It was around here, sir.
The right-hand side of his head? Or
Yes, sir.
Somewhere by the ear?
Yes, sir.
And he kind of started veering off the road?
To the left, sir.
Okay. And that's when you got out and ran around?
Yes, sir.
And you opened the door?
Yes, sir.
And you tried to pull him out?
Yes, sir.
And so when you shot, and he was still gurgling?
Yes, sir.
So was he setting up when you shot him in the head again?
No, sir. He was lying down on the ground.
So you pulled him out of the truck?
And just threw him on the ground, and then I heard him gurgling, so I shot him a second time.
And where did you hit him the second time?
I'm not certain, but I believe the head as well.
Okay, the front, back, side?
I believe it was the same side as before.
Same side as before?
Yes, sir.
So you think you hit him twice, or you know you've hit him in fact once in the head?
Yes, sir.
And then the second round is probably in the head area too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you rode him down the ditch?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do then?
I grabbed his phone from inside the vehicle. I was going to put it on the ground and shoot it as well. but I have a bit of night blindness and didn't see the steepness of the hill where it started to veer down. So when I threw it down, it slid down the hill and landed screen side down, so I wasn't able to find its location.
Okay. So his phone is somewhere around his body?
Yes, it should be.
Okay.
It might be underneath his body.
Okay. And did you do something with the body after that?
Yes, sir. I repositioned it and then tried to cover it, admittedly not well, with leaves, dirts, and stick.
Okay. A stick?
Yes, sir. There was a stick on the side of the hill. I just grabbed everything on the side of the hill and pushed it on top of them.
Okay. Now, when you say a stick, and I was at the scene, I went down there, and you know that.
Yes, sir.
We actually brought you back down there, and had you sat in the car down there, correct? Mm-hmm. And there is a stick, it's about 3 foot long, about an inch and a half in diameter.
Yes, sir.
It's right across the body, but there's a whole bunch of blood on it. Is there any particular reason that stick?
It had blood on it? Mm-hmm. It could be because I rolled his body on top of it, because if it was on the side of the hill, his body would have crossed over it. I couldn't think of any reason in particular, though.
Okay, so you didn't hit him with a stick or do anything with him with a stick?
No, sir.
Okay, so that stick just ended up on top of him?
Yes, sir.
So it's possible he could have rolled him over on it, and then when you was covering him up, that stick just ended up on top of the body?
It ended up on top of him because of the way I covered him up, yeah.
And so, after you got the body covered up, what did you do then?
I headed back to the truck and tried to get it unstuck.
So you put it in reverse and tried to...
And then drive and tried to, and it wasn't going. So, after that, I looked...
So when you say it wasn't going, it was because it was stuck?
I believe one of the wheels was off the ground and it wasn't making traction.
Okay. And so you could get the truck out, so what did you do then?
I looked to the left, and from the headlights I saw that I could still see his own shirt, so I covered him up better. And as I was finishing that, I saw the headlights from a car pulling over the hill. So I went down and...
Which way was it coming from?
It was heading west from the east side, okay. So from the highway.
Huh.
And he was slowing down already, so I just came out as quickly as I could from behind the truck and flagged him down by waving my hands. And he asked what was going on. I told him that I had dozed off and veered off the road and couldn't get my truck unstuck. Then he was... I don't think he knew exactly what happened, but I think he knew I did something. Maybe stealing, I don't know. Because like you said, no one travels down that road.
Did you know him?
No, sir, I did not know him. Okay. But since no one travels down that road, and he most likely lived in that area, he knew that I didn't.
Okay.
So, most likely he was suspicious just from that fact alone. Because I had no business being on that road. But he agreed to give me a ride to Asher, nonetheless. More specifically, he didn't agree to that until his phone didn't work. We pulled up to about the highway, then he dialed a number for me. I gave him a fake number, that way it wouldn't answer, and if it did answer, then I could just make something up. Whenever it didn't answer, it was a phone that was out of service. He agreed to take me into Asher so I could get my cellular phone, I don't own a cellular phone, to call someone that I knew that could get me out.
Okay. And what did he take you to in Asher?
My grandparents' house.
Okay. And what is your grandparents' name?
Ethel, I don't know if it's Lone Lodge or Roderick now.
Okay. And so he took you, and what do you know their address in Asher?
306 East Salter Street.
Okay. And that's where he took you to?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you got out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what did you do then?
I went into the house. I had a Coca-Cola. I called my roommate from college and told him that I had an accident and wondered if he could either get me out of the ditch or knew anyone that could get me out of the ditch.
And what's your roommate's name?
Shane Schroth.
Okay.
Then,
does he have a cell phone?
Yes, sir.
And do you know that number?
Not off the top of my head, sir, but if I had a phone, I could tell you. It's like one...
I know.
All right, I can tell you now. 1-405-694-0359.
You notice that? You notice how He had to remember the physical punching of buttons to remember the phone number. Jerrod is a man of routine. Jerrod does the same things every single day. His mind works in memory. Jerrod is very robotic, and the difference between robots and human beings? Simple. Consciousness.
694.
0359.
And what's his name again?
Shane Schroth.
And he goes to school there?
Yes, he also graduated from Asher with the class.
With now when you talked before, you didn't actually graduate from Asher?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you would have graduated with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's his last name?
Schroth. Schroth.
Okay, so he knew you from Asher?
Yes.
Okay.
And we were roommates also in college because we were fairly good friends.
Okay, so you guys in the same dorm, same room?
Yes.
Okay. And so you told him you were stuck?
Yes, I told him that I'd ran my car off the ditch and asked if he knew anyone that could get me out.
Okay. Do you own a car?
No, sir.
Did he not know this?
He didn't ask, sir.
Okay. And what did he tell you?
He said he would try to call his mother to see if his father could do it for me. And they were asleep, so there was no answer. So at that point, I decided I should go off on my own.
Okay.
And I got that can of WD-40 and was going...
Where'd you get this can of WD-40 at?
I stole it from his parents.
Okay. Let's back up just a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because you said you was at your grandparents'.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How did you get to his parents' house?
He lives on the other side of Asher. I walked.
Okay, when you say the other side of Asher, help me out. East of Asher, west Asher, north, or?
South Asher.
Okay, south of the quick stops?
No, it's in the town, just on the south side.
Okay, you don't know their address?
No, sir.
Okay. So you walked after, I'm just trying to understand this,
Yes,
okay? So you called him from your grandparents' house?
Yes, sir.
And then he tried to call his parents?
Yes, sir.
And no answer?
No answer, sir.
So you got your grandparents' house?
Yes, sir.
And you walked to his mom and dad's house?
Yes, sir.
About how far is that from your grandparents' house?
Not far at all. It's maybe 8 to 9 blocks. I don't know mileage there.
Okay, and you walked to their house?
Yes, sir.
And did you knock on the door, or?
I just got the can of WD-40.
And where was it at?
Outside, sir.
On porch, or
They live in a trailer house, sir. It was to the right of their entryway.
just sitting on the ground, or?
Sitting on top of a milk crate.
Okay, so, but it was in the yard?
Yes,
You
sir.
didn't get out of the vehicle, or nothing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so, and why did you get the WD-40?
WD-40 is a solvent. It would help degrade the oils from my fingers and get rid of my fingerprints, sir.
Okay, so you were gonna take this kind of WD-40 and go back to the crime scene and use WD-40 on the pickup
Yes, sir.
to try to get rid of your fingerprints?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you do that?
No, sir. When I was on my way back, as opposed to going down the road directly to it, I cut through a forest area there by an abandoned trailer house. And as I was entering the general area of the crime scene, I heard, I believe it was an elderly gentleman cough. I'm not sure who, I'm not sure what. I just left. Because, well, around that area, the man who gave me a ride into town was an elderly gentleman. I concluded he might have went back, and the headlights and the brake lights were still on. I thought he might have went to turn them off, so my battery wouldn't die. And then he saw the, at least the blood, probably the body, though the body wasn't well hidden at all.
Okay.
It's interesting the way he's describing everything. It seems he remembers everything. If I'm like knowingly gonna try and kill someone, or if I have killed someone, I'm nervous. I'm gonna be sweating. What have I done, etc., etc. Whatever happened and however he did it, it seemed like it was just another day in the office.
That's the conclusion I reached anyways.
You was in the woods,
Yes, sir.
and so you don't really know who it was.
I just heard an elderly gentleman cough.
Could you see the pickup?
No, sir.
Okay. So you couldn't see the pickup,
No, sir.
and so you'd been, were you on the south side of the road in the woods?
Yes, sir.
And so, but you never could see the pickup again or know who was there?
No, sir.
Okay. So what did you do then?
I headed back east instead of south, took a different route to get out of the wooded area, ran into a barbed wire fence, jumped the barbed wire fence, Headed south along another barbed wire fence I found next to the highway. Well, you couldn't see the highway, but you could easily hear it, and I could see the substation from there pretty clearly. Headed south along that, came across another barbed wire fence, jumped it, and then headed to where I started out at that abandoned trailer house there. Then walked away, headed north.
Okay, the abandoned trailer house, is it south of the substation?
Yes, it's south of the substation.
And about how far?
Maybe 100 yards.
And you know what side of the road it's on?
West side.
West side? Okay.
It's up the ways a little. It's in you know how trailer houses out in the country, they'll have driveways that lead to them. So I'm not sure if you can see it from the highway or not, but, and the driveway's run down. I happen to know no one lives there, so I figured that was the perfect vantage point to get to the crime scene again.
Okay. So, did you get back on the highway?
Yes, sir.
And which way did you go?
North, sir.
And what were your intentions? You were walking north?
Canada, sir.
You was going to Canada?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I had hoped that by determining that I was heading south, you went to Asher, you would have known my grandparents' house, and I was hoping that my name would probably show up somewhere in the course of this little thing. I didn't expect it to be found so quickly.
Why didn't you think it would be found so quick?
I didn't think someone would drive down that road. In my original plan,
Okay.
I gave myself maybe 6 to 8 hours to get out of the area. But since it was found so quickly, at least I believed so at the time, I didn't want to revise the plan because I had headed south originally going into town.
Okay.
And I was hoping you'll think that I was heading towards Mexico as it's much closer and probably easier to get past the border.
Okay, and so you was walking north on 177?
Yes, sir.
And what side of the road was you on?
I was on the right side of the road, sir.
Okay, so if you're going...
East side.
East side. And you was walking?
Yes, sir.
And what happened then?
I had tried hitchhiking most of the way because the only way this was going to work, factoring in my belief that y'all found the crime scene, is if someone were to give me a ride there and then. However, that didn't happen. Most of the people were truckers, so they just kept driving. They had a place to go. And then whenever your patrol car was pulling up behind me, I didn't know it was a patrol car. I stuck my thumb out and you was there for the rest.
And that's when that's when me and you first came in contact, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you advised them to get on the ground, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's when I had you put your hands behind your back.
Yes, sir.
And then when I approached you, I asked you, for my safety and your safety, did you have a gun?
Yes, sir.
And you said no.
Yes, sir.
And you remember what else you said?
I might have mentioned the ammunition in my left pocket, sir.
Yes, sir. And then what else?
I'm the one you're looking for.
And at that point, I told you to be quiet. And till I got you, read your rights to you. Is that correct?
I'm not sure. But if you're saying it's correct.
Well, no, do you remember that conversation that when you said,
No, sir.
I said, well, hang on just a second,
Yeah, you did say that. Yes, sir.
so I
Yes,
could
sir.
read your rights to you.
Yes, sir.
And I read your rights to you at that point.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I wasn't aware you was telling me to be quiet. I thought you was just saying I need to read your rights.
But I told you, you do remember me saying be quiet for a second?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Something to that effect, yes.
Okay. Okay, Jerrod, and we've talked about this, and you told me the gun, you have the gun in the pickup.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and me and you've talked, and I've told you that, you know, you've already told us about the homicide.
Yes, sir.
And you told us about shooting them.
Yes, sir.
The gun's not in the truck.
It was in the truck, sir.
And so I need to know where that gun's at.
When I left the scene, it was in the truck, sir.
It was still in the truck.
It was still in the truck, sir.
Where was it at in the truck?
It was, I believe it was on the center console, but it's possible it could have been between the driver's seat and the center console.
Okay, because the center console is pushed up. It's not down.
I don't remember that.
Okay. Well, you kept saying it was on the center console. To be on the center console would have to be in the down position, correct?
Yes, sir.
But the center console is up. So was it up or down when you was there?
I think it was down, sir.
Okay. So, but your intentions, can I ask you why you agree with the gun there, if you just killed somebody and you was trying to get to Canada?
Because that man pulled up too quickly, sir.
Okay. And was that your gun?
No, sir.
So, having done my research, Murray was charged with first-degree murder, but he was found not guilty by reason of insanity. He's currently in a state facility receiving mental health treatment. This is what I find interesting. Normally, when you look at insanity, people that are crazy, etc., you assume it with, people who are incoherent, maybe wacky hair. They have some kind of mumbling problem, or someone that's insane or crazy has certain characteristics that conform to insane and crazy. For me, Jerrod did not. I think, when evaluated by the psychiatrist, she concluded, as I did, that he was incapable of telling himself this is wrong and feeling remorse. And I think due to that, they declared him insane.